Tonight on the National Rundown, a rape case at Boston University, Mark Zuckerberg testifies, and a survey reveals some interesting facts about the Holocaust.
Got a quarter?
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchool.com.
Welcome to the National Rundown. I'm Sherry Cerrito.
And I'm Leon Purvis.
Syrian President Bashar al-Assad warns the U.S. against attacking Syria. France and the U.K. are planning on joining the U.S. in any military action in response to the chemical attack on Saturday in Douma, Syria. The attack killed 60 people and injured at least 500. France is planning on attacking the chemical factories. A man walks free after a rape case at Boston University.
Oh, yeah, it was, but it doesn't matter.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
And now, let's look at the rape case at Boston University.
I ask that you take seconds, minutes, and hours and truly realize how that one morning you changed a 20-year-old girl from a student to a victim to a survivor.
After holding it in for years, a 22-year-old Boston University student speaks to the former MIT student who attacked her 2.5 years ago, as he now walks free. Charges reduced from rape to a misdemeanor, 5 years probation, a plea deal both sides agreed to. A day earlier, the judge had struggled with it.
A privileged person from MIT should be treated just like the inner city black person with no privilege at all.
I entered the room.
As a requirement of the plea deal, Donick apologized, admitting he invaded the sleeping student's dorm room, sexually assaulting her. They had never met before.
It breaks my heart that I'm responsible for this.
Prosecutors say the victim did not want to testify at trial, something they felt they needed her to do in order to prove their case.
The most haunting part of it is there will never be an answer as to why someone feels they have the right to violate someone.
Donick will now have to register as a sex offender in his home state of California. The judge ordered him to get treatment, GPS monitoring, do 1,000 hours of community service, and stay away from the victim. Prosecutors said they only agreed to this deal because they want to stand behind the survivor who wanted the case resolved. In Boston, Christina Hager, WBZ News.
2 former Sumter police officers are charged today for an incident that occurred last December. The officers are charged with reckless endangerment, simple assault, and filing false reports for beating up a drunken man at Frankfort subway station. They broke his nose and left him concussed at the scene. Jonathan Lanciando and David Simcox turned themselves into the Philadelphia Police Department this morning. The investigation is ongoing.
Now here's Sean with today's sports.
Thanks, guys. Today in sports, the Philadelphia 76ers clinched the third seed in the East last night, defeating the Milwaukee Bucks. Rookie Markelle Fultz recorded his first ever triple-double in the win. Sixers are now set to face off against the Miami Heat in the first round of the playoffs. It's an exciting day to be a Sixers fan. Staying in the city of brotherly love, the Philadelphia Phillies moved above 500 last night with their extra inning thriller win against the Cincinnati Reds. Phillies left fielder Scott Kingery had a game-winning sac fly in the 12th to give the Phillies a victory. Finally, the Cleveland Browns are nearing a huge long-term deal with Pro Bowl wide receiver Jarvis Landry that could estimate to be about $15 million per year. The Browns are really trying to change the dynamic of their franchise, and this is their first big move. Hopefully it pays off. That's it for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, John. Coming up, an update on Kevin Spacey's sexual assault case.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Lawmakers are pressing Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg about Facebook's security issues. Facebook is under fire for possibly violating a 2011 agreement with the Federal Trade Commission through their third-party apps. Zuckerberg even admitted to collecting data from people who are not on the social networking site, blaming security issues.
Here's Alyssa with some exciting Kardashian news.
Thanks, guys. Khloe Kardashian gave birth to a baby girl early this morning at a hospital outside of Cleveland. Kourtney, Kim, Kris, and the baby's father, Tristan Thompson, were by her side during the birth. Mariah Carey is opening up about her hard battle with mental illness. The famous singer shared with People magazine that she was first diagnosed with bipolar II disorder in 2001 when she was hospitalized for a mental and emotional breakdown. She says it took her a long time to come forward about her mental illness, but says the burden of it was becoming too heavy to handle. Singer Harry Styles hit the stage at the Manchester Arena and made sure to tribute those who were lost in the deadly explosion with a heartfelt cover of Ariana Grande's song, Just a Little Bit of Your Heart. Harry, who grew up outside of Manchester, said to the crowd, quote, "I stand with you, Manchester, and thank you for spending some time with us." That's it for entertainment. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Alyssa. Now here's Rose with the latest on the military plane crash in Algeria.
Thanks, guys. The death toll has risen to 257 people in the Algerian military plane crash from Wednesday. The victims of the crash include 10 crew members and 247 passengers. The passengers were mostly Algerian soldiers and their families. The crash happened right outside of the capital, Algiers, after taking flight from an airbase in Boufarik. There is no known reason of the crash just yet. The International Chemical Weapons Watchdog confirms that a former Russian spy and his daughter were poisoned with nerve agent last month. Britain's Prime Minister, Theresa May, continues to insist Russia is the prime suspect in the case. May believes the chemical was Novichok, which is a chemical agent engineered by the Soviets. Russia continues to deny any allegations in the allegations. Pope Francis is apologizing for his misjudgment over Chile's sex abuse scandal. Francis invited victims to Rome seeking forgiveness. All of Chile's bishops will be meeting with Pope Francis to discuss how the misconduct should have been handled. That's it for World News Minute. Back to you guys at the desk.
President Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen, is under fire as FBI agents raid his office and hotel for information on his relationship with the Trump campaign. Prosecutors are investigating whether Cohen violated campaign finance laws. Agents are searching for documents relating to the Stormy Daniels affair and the Access Hollywood tape. Cohen is suspected of aiming to cover up negative stories about President Trump.
Porn star Stormy Daniels blames a private jet that kept her from performing her popular show at a Detroit strip club. Daniels, whose real name is Stephanie Clifford, was scheduled for a performance in mid-March at Truth Detroit's Gentlemen's Club, but canceled the show due to strep throat. The show has been postponed until April 18th. Kevin Spacey's sexual assault case is under review. The Special Victims Bureau of Los Angeles began an investigation on the allegations involving Spacey back in December of 2017. As a result, Netflix cut ties with Spacey, which cost the streaming service $39 million. Also in London, 20 allegations of inappropriate behavior by the director was discovered during an investigation appointed by officials at the Old Vic Theatre. Spacey's representative have yet to speak out on the matter, along with no appearance from the director since the scandal.
Speaker of the House Paul Ryan is ready to retire. Republican Paul Ryan will not run for re-election this year. He is one out of 30 House Republicans who are retiring this year. Republicans are already facing a tough challenge from the Democrats. The Democratic Party only needs 23 seats to take over the House.
A Marjorie Stoneman Douglas teacher is charged after leaving his gun in a public restroom. Sean Simpson was in the high school during the Parkland shooting that killed 17 people. The science teacher left his loaded gun in a bathroom stall at the Deerfield Beach Pier. It landed in the hands of an intoxicated homeless man.
A baby has been born in China 4 years after his parents died in a car accident. The parents froze the embryos and they were stored in Nanjing Hospital. The embryos were stored in a freezing liquid nitrogen tank. The baby was born in December through a surrogate.
And here's Mike with his Q&A on raccoon chaos in Ohio.
What's going on, Mike?
What's up?
How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Sweet.
So, this is an interesting story.
Yeah.
So why have police been investigating the raccoons in Ohio?
Well, the investigations have been taking place because there's been over a dozen calls made to the police there that there have been raccoons experiencing zombie-like and aggressive-like tendencies during the daytime. One person reports that he was playing with his dog and a raccoon came at him and he stood up on his all two legs, his hind legs, and then he fell back into a comatose condition. Authorities are asking residents to report the raccoons to the authorities.
Wow. Is there a specific reason the raccoons are acting this way and going crazy?
Well, yes. The Department of Natural Resources explains that a disease known as distemper is the reason why this is happening. It's not anything with rabies. There's no massive rabies. It's distemper. And it's a viral disease that causes coughing, tremors, seizures, and it takes away raccoons' fear to humans.
So what is being done to combat the situation? Like, how are they going to handle this?
Well, first of all, the authorities are advising people not to engage these raccoons directly because they might come in contact or their pets might come in contact. What they're doing is 15 raccoons were euthanized so that they can be experimented on and see if they could develop a cure for this. It's very tragic right now.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll hear more on that story.
It's crazy. Is it just Ohio or?
Yeah, it's in Youngstown, Ohio.
Huh. Wow. So be on the lookout for raccoons
definitely
running around.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
And coming up after the break, Matt is going to give his opinion on baseball brawls.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new. Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened? Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Or maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
A recent survey released on Thursday shows that the Holocaust has become a distant memory to most millennials. The survey defined millennials as adults from 18 to 34 and the feedback revealed that this age group lacked basic knowledge of what happened. Results showed that denying the Holocaust happened is very rare, with 96% saying they believed the historical event took place. 7 decades after the horrific event, 93% of participants agreed the Holocaust should be taught to all students.
And now, here is Matt with his opinion on fighting in baseball.
Thanks, guys. If you like bench clearing brawls in baseball, then yesterday was a good day. The season is only 2 weeks old and games are being played in frigid temperatures, but the tempers were definitely hot in Denver and Boston. The Colorado Rockies got into a bench clearing brawl with the San Diego Padres in the third inning of their game when Rocky star third baseman Nolan Arenado charged the mound after being thrown behind. The pitcher Luis Perdomo then chucked his glove at the charging Arenado, who then tried to throw a punch at the pitcher. The two were ejected from the game along with others. Hours later, the heated rivalry between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees boiled over. Pitcher Joe Kelly drilled Yankees batter Tyler Austin after Austin slid late into second base with his spikes up and caught Red Sox player Brock Holt. Austin charged the mound after getting hit, which led to punches being thrown. The two were ejected and suspensions are likely coming for the players involved in both brawls. In my opinion, this is good for baseball. I think baseball needs some spark added to it sometimes because of how long the games are and how slow they could be. More viewers will tune in if more fights keep occurring on the baseball diamond. Umpires shouldn't be so quick to hand out warnings and ejections. Let the players handle it on the field. How would you feel if a pitcher intentionally throws a 95-mile-per-hour pitch right at you? You have to let the players defend themselves. That's it for my opinion. Now back to the guys at the desk.
Great, thank you. Coming up after the break, Emily will be telling us about the warm weather over the next few days.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly, and you can too. Share your heart, share your love. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Saudi Arabia wants to spend $200 billion on the world's largest solar panel project. The Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund and SoftBank Group Corporation of Japan announced their plan to build a solar project that is 200 gigawatts by the year 2030. This project will be 100 times larger than most projects going on in the rest of the world. The project would begin with a $5 billion investment. Saudi Arabia's sunny climate makes solar paneling an ideal energy option, and this project is estimated to cut $40 billion in electricity costs while creating some 100,000 jobs.
And here's Emily with this week's forecast.
Thank you, guys. For today, we had a really good day today, a little more warm. But for tonight, it's going to be a little bit cloudy with a high of 79. Now let's see our weather for the upcoming days. Then for tomorrow, Friday, it's going to be a high of 78 with a low of 59. And it's going to be partially cloudy and sunny also. And then for Saturday, it's going to be with a high of 78 and a low of 49. It's also going to be cloudy. Then Sunday, Monday, things are going to change because it's going to start to rain again. But with a high of 73 and a low of 53 on Sunday. On Monday, it's going to be with a high of 61 and a low of 39. Then Tuesday, you got to take out your jackets again because it's going to be cold and cloudy with a high of 46 and a low of 37. As you can see today, we had a pretty warm day. The sky were like beautiful, really blue. We also had, it was pretty sunny outside, and we were able to wear some, t-shirts, not big coats. And a lot of sweaters because I don't like wearing sweaters, but I have to sometimes because I hate the cold.
Finally, right?
I know. It's like we went through some nor'easters. It was rough, and now like we're in April mode, and commences on the way, and the weather's getting weather's getting warmer and warmer, and it's just great.
Well, not actually, because until it's gonna be cold. So just be prepared and wear your jacket.
Why did you have to spoil like my optimistic sense about the weather?
I gotta tell the truth.
That is
At least we'll have this weekend. Just a taste of it.
Just have fun this weekend then.
Exactly. That is all for the National Rundown. I'm Sherry Cerrito.
And I'm Leon Purvis. Have a good night.